Can't you see there's no time for a goofy intro? What's up, I'm Pete, last guy, and this right here is Raw Emotion, where I take a look at this week's Monday Night Raw and tell you a little bit about what I think and a lot about how I feel, and I gotta cover 2 episodes this week because Thanksgiving things. It's gonna be quick. So let's run through the main points really fast. First of all, Survivor Series, Goldberg squashed Lesnar. What? I'm okay with it. I'm not okay with it. I'm okay with it. That's a representation of about how I am still feeling ever since Survivor Series. I think I'm okay with it. We found out last week on Raw that Goldberg was actually going to stick around, and we found out this week he's probably going to be in the Royal Rumble, and that Brock Lesnar is probably going to come in to the Royal Rumble and just wreck shop. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. Continuing on through last week's episode, Enzo Amore was naked backstage, except no, he actually wasn't, because whoever is doing the pixelation effects for WWE, I could see it was yellow, it was a thong, it was there, it was very obvious. Dumb. Moving on. Oh no, Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho are gonna break up. Just kidding, no they're not. Oh no, Seth is gonna get beat up by Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. Oops, no he's not. Here's Roman. And this leads to a Rollins versus Kevin Owens fight with Roman and Chris Jericho banned from ringside, except it's a no disqualification match, so what's the point of banning anybody from ringside or banning anything? It's a no disqualifications match. There's no point. It's stupid. That was stupid of you. WWE, stupid. Moving on, Lana continues to think that she's in America when she is not, and I love it. It's perfect. Moving on. 10! We get it, you saw TakeOver. Moving on. As punishment for not beating The Miz, Mick Foley feeds Sami Zayn to Braun Strowman, and it's ugly. Ooh, it was uncomfortable to watch. It's weird. Yeah, ooh. I mean, I still love Braun, but it was hard to watch, you know? Nia Jax claims she dominated in the Survivor Series women's team match, except that's not, if you tap out, you can't say you dominated. You were dominated. Moving on! Now, regardless of whether or not it was stupid to say that they were banned from ringside while it was no DQ match, that main event was insane, it was awesome, it was crazy, there were spots galore, chairs, tables, Seth Rollins with a dive from the stands, whoa! And then of course Chris Jericho shows up in a Sin Cara mask, screws everything up for Seth, Kevin Owens gets the win, hooray, but okay, now this week's episode, right? This week. We open up with a highlight reel segment with Kevin Owens as a special guest for 2 weeks in a row, and, it's exactly what you think it's gonna be. Roman Reigns shows up at one point and there's conflict between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, and it looks like this time they might actually be broken up. Okay, sure. I don't know exactly where they're going with this. I kind of hope they play it out a little bit longer, but, we'll see. I like what they've done so far, so I trust them. Ooh, I trust WWE Creative and Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens with this story arc for now, because it's been good. So, it'll probably keep being good, right? Let's see. But they're making it look like there's going to be a feud between Seth and Jericho, and then meanwhile between Roman and Kevin Owens, which I feel like, okay, guys, don't just... We'll get to it later when we talk about the Roman-Kevin Owens match. We'll get back to it, I promise. R-Truth then comes out and has a match against Braun Strowman. Why? Why would he choose to do that? So that Sami Zayn could run in at the end, obviously, and further this feud between him and Braun and Foley. Somehow, I feel like they're kind of trying to bite off of that Miz versus Daniel Bryan feud that's going on over at SmackDown, where he's calling this old wrestler a hypocrite and saying he needs to be given, more chances and yada yada. Except in this case, Foley is a good guy trying to protect Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn is also a good guy. It's weird. I'm unsure of where they're trying to go with it, but again, there's a lot of wait and see stuff in this episode, But anyway, moving on, from that, there was a backstage segment where you got Chris Jericho, he's interviewed, and he's all mad, and he's walking, and he gets to the parking garage, and then, oopsie, it's Seth Rollins, who beats him up in the parking garage, gives him a pedigree on top of a car. It's awesome. That's all. It was awesome. Then we have a women's championship match, except not really, because it ends in a count out, which means that Charlotte keeps the championship, but then Foley comes out and says, nope, we're restarting this match later. Take a breather, you come back later for no DQs, no count outs, falls count anywhere. That's exciting. Don't know if I really cared for the fact that they started the match and then had to restart it later. Don't you have other women on the roster that can be doing this stuff, that can be filling this space? I feel like that was exactly what it was. It was just filler. Like, if you wanted to have that no DQ, no count out, falls count anywhere match at the end of the night, just have it. You don't need the pretense of this filler non-match. just to give these guys more screen time. They've had plenty of screen time, guys. Other people exist in the women's division. Put them out there. Moving on, Enzo is getting kind of pervy. You know, I've been on his side for a long time because obviously Enzo and Cass, hugely over, very fun characters, very great workers. They're great on the mic, but it's getting pervy. Man, he's getting real pervy with Lana. I don't like it at all. And again, we have another storyline where Rusev is 100% the good guy. Again, he's framed as the heel for some reason. He's foreign, that's why. But he is, again, fully in the right here. It's not necessarily a big deal that his wife saw Enzo naked. But Enzo made it a big deal when he came out there being all pervy and weird and talking about stuffing turkeys. And it's just... Again, Rusev, my heart goes out to you. You're a good guy. You're defending the honor of your woman. You're defending your relationship, your marriage, just like you were defending your marriage and your family against Roman Reigns in the last storyline that you were in. What is this booking? What is happening? James and Cesaro had a little sketch, little barroom brawl sketch, and where they were talking a little bit and drinking, and some other dudes were behind them kicking up a fuss, and then they beat him up and like, maybe we can be a team. I actually really dug that sketch, honestly. It felt a little bit more old school, like something that you don't get a whole lot of these days, and I liked it. It was sweet. It was bromantic. It was good times. I like that. Maybe it was a little cheesy, but this is wrestling. You're gonna be mad about something cheesy. Don't watch wrestling. What are you doing here? Come on. Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. They then had their match. The stakes were that if Reigns won, he would have a shot at the Universal title, and the match itself, pretty good. It was like 50% headlock, but still pretty good. What worries me is what they're doing with these rivalries here. Because I'm afraid they're going to give all this gold to Roman. They're actually going to put the Universal title on him, which, I don't know, man. Maybe if they do that so that he can be beat by Finn Balor, who will be returning... When is Finn Balor returning? But if Roman gets the Universal title, only he'll lose it to Balor. I'm actually kind of okay with that because that allows Kevin Owens to continue looking strong and, not having lost it to Finn Balor, and that can set up a feud between Owens and Balor, and we've seen those dudes, I believe, fight before in NXT, and I want that. I want it. Book it. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with putting 2 titles on Roman for that particular purpose. It makes me a little uneasy, but I'm okay with it. However, the outcome of that match did bug me because Kevin Owens lost clean to Roman Reigns, and it just makes him look weak. It makes it look like exactly what Chris Jericho was saying earlier in the night, that if he's not around to help, Kevin Owens loses. Maybe I'm sure it was on purpose. But I don't like it necessarily. Okay, big picture. Wait and see. Paul Heyman had a segment where he was interviewed by Michael Cole talking about how Brock Lesnar was a victim of some terrible things that happened at the hands of Bill Goldberg. And man, Paul Heyman is a national treasure. Let me tell you, he's back there. He's got this stubble growing out. His eyes are red. He's like wiping them and sniffing. He looks truly haggard, truly upset. And he brought to mind the fact that now Brock Lesnar has something to prove. So when Goldberg shows up in the Royal Rumble and starts, tossing friggin' shining stars and golden truths left and right out of the ring, Brock Lesnar's gonna show up and do his very best to eat this old man. Just eat him alive. Just tear him apart and have him for dinner. It's gonna be crazy. I'm a mark, okay? This is exactly what they were hoping for, the kind of excitement from that, and I'm okay with it. I enjoy wrestling. What can I say? New Day has a match against Anderson and Gallows again, and the New Day wins in less than, let's say, less than babyface-ish ways. Woods gets the tights, but that's okay, because just before that, whoever it was, Carl Anderson or Luke Gallows, I forget who he pinned, but had him by the tights, so it's fine, whatever. The thing is that I want to say about this is that the closer these guys inch to the Demolition's record, the more and more concerned I get that they're gonna take the titles off of them just short of that record, and I'm worried and I feel tense about it, and that means it's working. Good job, WWE, I guess. Still love the New Day. I think they probably need to switch things up a little soon here, because dare I say, this act might be getting a little stale. Still love them. Okay, I'm a mark. But maybe switch it up soon here. Maybe losing the title is what needs to happen to do that, and maybe that'll happen before Demolition's record is broken. Maybe it won't. I don't know, and I'm a little on edge about it, and I'm interested, and I'm gonna keep watching to find out, so I guess good job with the booking. And then the main event of the evening, again with the women in the main event, and again it's an insane, brutal match, spot after spot. Just these ladies just taking each other apart. Charlotte with the big old moonsault off of the announce table on to Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks with the match-ending Banks statement with Charlotte's body woven through one of the stair railings up in the stands. I mean, they went all over for this match, and it was great. And with Flair, Ric Flair himself comes out at the end to raise who am I, Michael Cole? But Flair comes out at the end to raise Sasha Banks' hand and acknowledge her as the champion and give her a hug. I popped when I heard the woo, you know? But here's what I'm worried about. This is a championship title, not a ping pong ball, okay? We keep throwing this title back and forth between these two ladies, and I get why. It's not that I don't like watching these two wrestle. I do. It's not that I don't like watching Sasha Banks win the championship, especially seeing Charlotte lose it in her hometown and have her own father come out and acknowledge her rival as champion. I love all of that, but can we please now just leave the title on Sasha for a little while, you know? Maybe have her, I don't know, successfully defend it at a pay-per-view a couple times. Something, just stop passing it around like it's a friggin' hot potato. And I know that's the cliche smarky complaint to have about this sort of thing, but it's a cliche because it has basis in reality. You're going to devalue the women's championship if you keep doing this, so please leave it on Banks for quite some time. Get her to be a strong champion. Show that she's a strong champion. Have her beat Nia Jax or something in a title match, for crying out loud. I don't know, but just stop. But that's all I have for this week, and for last week, and for Survivor Series. We've been busy. We have lives, man, families, Thanksgivings, all that kind of stuff. But hopefully you enjoyed this speed round edition of Raw Emotion. So go ahead and please leave your comment down there. Tell us what you thought of Monday Night Raw this week, last week, or Survivor Series. Tell us where you think some of these storylines will be going, where you hope some of these storylines will be going, and as always, be sure to like the video and click that subscribe button to keep up with all our wrestling content coming out here, for the most part, weekly at BNB. You can also follow us on Twitter at BNB Universe. I'm at Peter the Ellis, separated by underscores on Twitter. Otherwise, I've been Pete Last Guy. You've been a delight. I'm out of breath, and this sweater is the coziest thing. You have no idea. Goodbye. Sped through this one so fast, I didn't even get any outtakes in. So, here's me trying to play ukulele. Nope, give up.